Monday morning, you wake up. You have a great idea in your mind, a side project, a blog, a course, maybe even that job you've been dreaming of for years. This time, I'm starting, you say. You turn on your computer. You need to make a plan. You need to research the best strategy. Everything has to be perfect. You spend hours researching. You watch hundreds of videos. You read hundreds of articles. Evening comes. You haven't done anything, but you justify it to yourself. I'm preparing. I need a perfect plan. Tuesday, same thing. Wednesday, same thing. 6 months later, you're still preparing, but there's nothing to show for it. Is this your story? Maybe not, but it's all of our stories. Failure doesn't come from not starting. Failure comes from waiting for the perfect start. Here's the truth. There's no such thing as a perfect start. There's no perfect plan. There's no perfect time. There's only one real thing, starting. If you keep putting off starting, perfectionism is destroying you. And if you watch this video to the end, you won't put it off anymore. Throughout this video, using examples from the life of Japan's most legendary warrior, Miyamoto Musashi, strategies from his book, The Book of Five Rings, and wisdom from the depths of Japanese philosophy, you will learn how to escape the trap of perfectionism and finally take action. If you too wait for everything to be perfect before you start, this video is for you. Let's get started. Chapter 1. The Hidden Poison of Perfectionism. Perfectionism is generally praised in society. When someone says, he's such a perfectionist, we take it as a compliment. But the truth is, perfectionism is one of the most insidious obstacles of the modern age. The core of the problem is this: perfectionism requires inaction, while perfection requires action. Think about it. How many times have you said, I'll start when conditions are ideal? How many times have you designed a project but kept putting it off, saying, I need to make a better plan? How many times have you wanted to learn a skill but didn't start, saying, I have to wait until I have all the materials? This is the true face of perfectionism, the mask of fear. Because if you never start, you can never fail. If you never publish your experiment, you can never be criticized. If you never draw your sword, you can never be defeated. Psychological research shows that perfectionism manifests itself in 3 ways. First, self-directed perfectionism, setting unattainable standards for yourself. Second, perfectionism directed at others, expecting those around you to be perfect. Third, socially imposed perfectionism, thinking that others expect you to be perfect, and they all lead to the same result: inaction, stagnation, potential never realized. Miyamoto Musashi writes in The Book of Five Rings, thinking about something 1,000 times is less valuable than doing it once. That's where our problem lies. We forget this. Starting is more important than starting perfectly. Now let me ask you a question. What are you currently putting off? Not starting because it's not perfect. A YouTube channel? A novel? A business idea? A workout routine? Which of your dreams is chained by perfectionism? Take notes as you answer this question, because by the end of this video, those chains will be broken. Chapter 2. Musashi's Weapons Against Perfectionism. Towards the end of his life, Miyamoto Musashi retreated to the Rigando Cave in Kyushu and completed his masterpiece, Go Rin no Sho, The Book of Five Rings, 2 weeks before his death. This work is not just about war strategy. It is a philosophy of life. To break the chains of perfectionism, I will share with you 3 fundamental strategies from Musashi's book. Strategy 1. Do not do anything useless. According to Musashi, unnecessary preparation, unnecessary thinking, and unnecessary planning weaken the warrior. Perfectionists constantly chase after more preparation. They want to read one more thing, learn one more thing, plan one more thing. But Musashi asks, does this action bring you closer to your goal? If the answer is no, don't do it. It's that simple. For example, you want to start a YouTube channel. The perfectionist mind says, I need to get the best camera equipment, finish a video editing course, find the perfect niche, have a logo designed. Musashi's approach: take your phone and shoot your first video. You'll learn the rest along the way. Strategy 2. Perceive the unseen. Musashi talks about the principle of seeing beyond what is visible. Perfectionism makes us focus only on fixing visible flaws. This presentation isn't good enough. That design is flawed. This text doesn't quite fit. But Musashi's teaching is this: The real opportunity you can't see is the cost of inaction. When you postpone a project because it's not perfect, the loss is not just that project. The loss is the lessons you would have learned from that project. The loss is the skills you would have developed in that process. The loss is the new opportunities that experience would have led you to. Musashi says, "A flawed move made at the right time is better than a perfect move never made." Strategy 3. The path of strategy is the path of action. Musashi's most radical teaching is this: strategy is not learned from books, it is learned in the field. He writes, "Books can show you the way, but walking it is your job. I can tell you how to hold the sword, but you have to hold it. Therefore, theory is meaningless without practice. You can read the world's best business books, but they have no meaning unless you start a business. You can follow the world's best fitness programs, but you won't see results unless you go to the gym." Musashi's principle, the gap between acquiring knowledge and applying it, is where failure resides. When you combine these 3 strategies, you get: stop unnecessary preparation, focus on what's essential, see the real cost. Behind the fear of not being perfect, stop theorizing, start practicing. Here's the solution to perfectionism: think less, do more, plan less, experiment more, prepare less, start more. Chapter 3. Thomas's Transformation, Rebirth with Musashi's book. Now I'll tell you a modern story. Thomas was a 32-year-old graphic designer. For 3 years he had dreamed of starting an animation studio, but had never begun. Why? Because he wasn't ready yet. Thomas's list was as follows: I need to take more animation courses. He had already completed 12 courses. I need to buy a better computer. The one he had was perfectly fine. I need to save more money. He already had enough savings. I need to create a perfect business plan. He had already written 4 different plans. 3 years passed like this. Thomas was always getting ready, but never started. One day, he stumbled upon The Book of 5 Rings in a second-hand bookstore. He bought the book and started reading it that night. Musashi's words changed Thomas's life. When the warrior delays the transition from thought to action, the warrior within dies. Action must be immediate. Thomas experienced a profound realization that night. For 3 years, he had thought he was preparing, but he was actually running away. He was running away from the fear of failure. He was running away from the fear of criticism. He was running away from the fear of not being good enough. He developed a strategy from Musashi's book, The Principle of the Imperfect Beginning. The next day, even though he wasn't fully prepared, he set up his studio. Instead of a perfect office, he used an empty room in his house. Instead of expensive equipment, he started with the tools he had. Instead of expecting a large client portfolio, he took on a small freelance project. And most importantly, when he finished his first animation project, he published it, even though he thought it was terrible. The result? That terrible project brought him a second client. The second project was better. The third project was even better. Within 6 months, Thomas had a small but real animation studio. Thomas said, "I learned more in 6 months by doing than I did in 3 years of preparing." Musashi was right. The way is learned not in books, but in the field. What was the critical moment in Thomas's transformation? It wasn't when he understood Musashi's teaching, but when he applied it. When he accepted that flawed beginning, the chains of perfectionism were broken, and true learning began. Here's a critical question. What are you waiting for? What flawed beginning can you make today? Because remember, it's better to make a flawed start and achieve real progress in 6 months than to spend 3 years perfecting a plan. Now ask yourself, what could my flawed start be? And what can I do today to take that first small step? Write it in the comments so it becomes a promise to yourself. Let it motivate you. Chapter 4. Why do we run away? Now let's look at the problem from a deeper angle. Because perfectionism may seem like a surface-level, high standards issue, but it's actually much more complex. Modern psychology shows us that perfectionism is actually a defense mechanism, and it has 3 main roots. First root, the value illusion. Perfectionists think my value is measured by my performance. Therefore, a flawed performance means a flawed self. But the truth is, your value is independent of what you do. A flawed project does not make you a flawed person. A failed attempt does not mean you are a failure. Musashi says this about it: a warrior's value is measured not by the victories they win, but by the battles they face. So what matters is not the result, but courage. What matters is not perfection, but the will to try. Second root, the illusion of control. Perfectionists think that if they plan everything perfectly, they can maintain control and nothing will go wrong, but life is uncontrollable. Japan was a chaotic place during Musashi's time. Duels were unpredictable. Enemies would come from unexpected places. Musashi's strategy? Instead of trying to control, learn to adapt. He writes, "Be like water. Water does not impose a shape on itself. It takes the shape of its container. The warrior does not take the shape of his plan, but of the moment. So you can't eliminate risk by making a perfect plan, but you can manage risk by being flexible, adaptive, and prepared for any situation. And this comes only with experience, not theory." Third root, the comfort zone of procrastination. This is the most insidious root, appearing to be doing something and the comfort zone it provides. Planning how to write a book is easier than writing a book. Planning how to start a business is easier than starting a business. Spending hours thinking about what to say in front of the camera is easier than actually standing in front of the camera. Preparation gives you a sense of progress, but it's not real progress. It's like running in place. You're moving, but you're not going forward. This is very clear in Musashi's teachings. Movement is not progress. Only movement toward the goal is progress. This is the true face of perfectionism, an elegant veil covering fear, feelings of inadequacy, and the possibility of failure. And the solution? As Musashi says, don't try to eliminate fear. Move even when you're afraid. Because here's the big secret. The time to start doesn't come when you feel perfect. The time to start comes when you feel fear. If something scares you, it's probably what you should be doing. If you keep putting something off, it's probably the most important thing for you. Now ask yourself this question: what fear am I running away from? And what first step can I take despite that fear? Chapter 5, Ancient Weapons Against Perfectionism from Japanese Philosophy. Musashi's teachings did not develop in a vacuum. He drew from the rich tradition of Japanese philosophy. Now I will share with you 3 powerful tactics from this philosophical tradition. Tactic 1, Wabi-Sabi, the beauty of imperfection. Wabi-Sabi is the foundation of Japanese aesthetics and teaches that imperfection is part of beauty. There is profound beauty in things that are imperfect, unfinished, and temporary. In traditional Japanese pottery, master artisans deliberately create asymmetry. In the art of kintsugi, broken ceramics are repaired with gold, and the breakpoints become the most beautiful aspects of the piece. The message is clear. Imperfections are not a source of shame, but a source of character and story. Apply it to your project. Your first YouTube video won't be perfect. Your first blog post won't be flawless. Your first product won't be flawless. And that's completely normal, because those flaws are part of your story. When you truly succeed in this endeavor in the future, you will have a story that will motivate and inspire people when you look back. Wabi-Sabi principle. Don't try to hide your imperfect beginnings. Cherish them, because they will be the golden turning points in your growth story. Tactic 2. Kaizen, the path to continuous improvement. Kaizen means change for the better in Japanese and is a philosophical approach that has revolutionized the business world. Kaizen is at the heart of Toyota's success. The essence of Kaizen: small, continuous improvements rather than big leaps. Perfectionist thinking says, I must either make a big change or do nothing at all. The Kaizen mindset says, be 1% better every day. After 365 days, you'll be 37 times better. This approach kills perfectionism, because you no longer have to make a perfect start. Just make a small start. Then you improve a little bit every day. A YouTube channel example. Your first video might be terrible. Your second video might be a little better. Your third video might be even better. By your 100th video, you won't believe your first video when you watch it. But if you hadn't made that terrible first video, the 100th video would never have existed. The Kaizen principle. Don't strive for perfection. Just try to be better than you were yesterday. That's enough. Tactic 3. Shoshin, beginner's mind. Shoshin is a concept from Zen Buddhism and means beginner's mind. Zen master Shunryu Suzuki says, the beginner's mind has many possibilities. The expert's mind has very few. Perfectionism pushes us to act like experts, as if we know everything, as if we must do everything correctly. But Shoshin says, be a beginner, be curious, be a learner, accept that you don't know, and let that be your freedom. Musashi says something similar. I am a student all my life. Every duel is a new lesson, and I learn something from each one. Apply this to your situation. You're starting a podcast. The Shoshin approach. I'm learning this. My first episodes will be amateurish. And that's great because each episode will make me better. The perfectionist approach. My first episode must be perfect. Or, people won't take me seriously. Which one is freeing? Which one makes it easier to start? The Shoshin principle. Free yourself from the pressure to look like an expert. Accept that you're a beginner. This liberates you. When these three Japanese concepts come together, you get Wabi-Sabi. See your flaws as beauty, Kaizen. Take small steps instead of a big leap. Shoshin. Embrace being a beginner. And here's the magic. When these three principles come together, your need to be perfect evaporates, because you now understand that starting imperfectly is not only acceptable, but also encouraged. Chapter 6. Concrete Tactics for Taking Action. With Musashi's 21 Principles. Shortly before his death, Miyamoto Musashi wrote a short work titled Dokodo, The Way of Walking Alone. This work contains 21 principles and is the essence of Musashi's philosophy of life. To overcome perfectionism and take action, I will share 3 of these principles with you. Principle 1. Do not carry unnecessary weapons. This refers to swords in a physical sense, but it contains a profound metaphorical lesson. Get rid of unnecessary burdens. Perfectionists constantly collect more tools, more information, more equipment, more preparation. But Musashi says, a warrior carries only what is essential. Tactic. What is truly necessary for your project? Make a list. Eliminate everything else. Start with minimal tools. Add more as you grow. Example. What's needed for a YouTube channel? A phone camera, an idea, the courage to start. Unnecessary. A professional camera, a studio, perfect content until you have thousands of subscribers. Principle 2. Never regret. Perhaps Musashi's most powerful principle. He writes, a warrior never questions the decisions he made in the past. He makes his decision, experiences the consequences, learns, and moves forward. Perfectionists constantly dwell on past flawed decisions. I wish I had started better. I wish I had been more prepared. But regret is a waste of energy. According to Musashi, every decision is the best decision at that moment. Whatever the outcome, learn and move forward. Tactic. When you do something and it turns out flawed, stop criticizing yourself. Ask, what did I learn from this? Then move on to the next thing. Principle 3. Never stray from the path. According to Musashi, one of the greatest dangers is distraction. Perfectionists constantly search for a better way, a better strategy, a better plan, a better starting point. But Musashi says, choose a path and follow it. Constantly changing paths means you're not progressing on any path. Tactic, choose one project, just one, and commit to that project for 90 days. Even if you find a better idea, complete those 90 days, because finishing something is more valuable than making it perfect. When these 3 principles come together, they form a powerful framework. Get rid of unnecessary burdens, let go of regret, choose a path, and follow it. Now, a concrete task. Choose one of these 3 principles, just one, and apply that principle today, in a small way, in a simple way, but apply it. Chapter 7. Breaking the Chains. We've come a long way to get here. We've learned strategies from Musashi's world, the depths of Japanese philosophy, and modern stories. Now let's bring it all together and ask, what will you do now? Because this video isn't just about sharing information. This video is about transformation, and transformation only happens through action. Perfectionism is deceiving you. It says, prepare more. But what it really means is, never start. It seems to offer you high standards, but what it actually offers is the mask of fear. The truth is, there's no such thing as a perfect start. There's only a start, and every great success began with a flawed start. Summary of what we've learned. From Musashi's strategies, abandon unnecessary preparation, Focus on the essential, see the unseen cost. The loss of inaction is far greater. Leave theory behind, move to practice. The path is learned in the field, from Japanese philosophy. Wabi-Sabi. Embrace imperfections as beauty. Kaizen. Strive to be 1% better every day. Don't chase perfection. Shoshin. Maintain a beginner's mind. Stay open to learning. From the 21 principles. Choose a path and follow it. Get rid of unnecessary burdens. Choose learning and progress over regret. Now is the time to take action. Here's a simple yet transformative plan for you. Within 24 hours, take the first imperfect step toward that thing you've been putting off. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. Turn on the camera for your first video. Write a paragraph for your first post. Do 10 sit-ups for your first exercise. Just start. Within 7 days, make small progress every day. The Kaizen approach. One step at a time. Not perfect, but consistent. Within 30 days. Look back and see how far you've come from that first flawed start. And you'll realize that that terrible first step was the beginning of the path that led you to where you are today. Within 90 days, you will have formed a habit. Perfectionism will no longer hold you back because you have gained experience. And experience is the greatest antidote to perfectionism. Now finish this video and do this. Write this in the comments. My imperfect start. Write what you'll do. Why? Because when you put something into writing, commitment is formed, and commitment is the bridge to action. Example, my imperfect start. Today, I'll hit record for my first YouTube video. My imperfect beginning. I will write the first 500 words of my first book chapter. My imperfect beginning. I will message my first potential customer about my business idea. Write it in the comments, then go and do it. It's that simple. And remember, Musashi won 60 duels, but none of them were as important as that first flawed wooden stick duel, because that duel made the other 59 possible. Your first flawed beginning will make everything else possible. The chains are broken. The power of perfectionism is broken. Now you're free. Now begin. And if this video added value to you, like it, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because we're not just making videos here, we're creating life transformations, and your transformation began today.